I said, I'm going to create a newspaper for Nyeri County. Because my own assessment was the governors will need local media to influence local people, to advertise to them, you know.
Education.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
So the business is not paying even the milk for the day. You sell newspapers, the vendors don't pay. The people there tell you, oh, we sold, they haven't paid us. The correspondents need to be paid, the ones who sent the stories.
Yes.
Then the guys come and say, you know, now the only reason we are not doing well, we need motorbikes for distribution.
Let's buy motorbikes.
I'm like, so if we buy motorbikes, distribution, yes.
How many?
How many do you want? 8.
Let's buy them.
This market, this one, motorbikes.
You borrow more money.
I borrow more money, I buy motorbikes.
The business is not making money.
I borrow motorbikes.
Okay, well, I think we'll discuss something very interesting. And I'll read for you a quote by, sorry, I did not indicate who has said this, but someone said that it takes guts and humility to admit mistakes.
Yes.
Admitting we are wrong is courage, not weakness.
Yes.
So at this point, I want you to tell us about Moruna. I saw it somewhere.
Wow.
I have laughed on this one. I can't stop laughing. Why did you ever think that you could create a media powerhouse in the middle of our county? And I'm not saying our county is not good.
Yes.
The county of Nyeri.
Yes.
But what was the idea? What was the thinking behind it?
Wow.
The media house.
So.
In Nyeri.
Let me take a sip of water.
You need it.
I need it. So this is what happened.
Yes.
Actually, you are at exactly the point that I have left Nation.
Yes.
The 2011, I've left end of 2011.
And now you are going full time
to Smile Train.
To Smile Train.
And now, I am telling myself, remember at that point what was happening? Devolution.
Yes.
Is happening.
This is which year?
2012.
2012, yeah. Yes. That was the first the crossover.
Exactly.
Ah,
okay?
Yes.
So I'm now seeing that first I have this job, I'm establishing the office here. It's not an 8 to 5, it is objective based.
So you are operating from Kenya?
From Kenya.
Yes.
And I'm heading Africa. And my role is to ensure we reach as many children as possible. So it's up to me to decide. Ethiopia is where the biggest problem is. I go there, I find doctors, we train them, and they start to operate.
Yes.
Because it's not organizing like doctors to come from outside to come in. You use the existing doctors and you train them using those who are now trainers. They can do the operations.
Okay.
Then I decide Congo, I go, I come back. So it's me planning my time.
Yes.
My objective is we need to operate 10,000 kids this year. Next year we need to increase that to 15. So there's no one telling you, are you in the office, are you doing this and this? So I'm working. So when I'm not traveling, I could actually work from anywhere.
So it's management by objective.
By objective.
This is the objective I want to meet. How we deliver?
It's up to you.
It's up to me.
And that is something I learned from that job. So even now, people who work with me, directly with me, they're like, you're hands off. I say, I'm managing my objectives. So if you deliver the objectives, where do I have to follow up? You report to me every week. What's going on at every week? You have a morning check-in. No.
Yeah.
If you're not delivering,
that's another story.
That's another story. But if you're delivering, I don't have to be in your business. So what I decided, I said, now I have experience in the media. I've worked in the Nation. Devolution is coming.
5 years experience.
5 years experience. In the printing press, distribution, media, marketing. I now have leaving my Nation job. Devolution is coming. This is an opportunity.
Yes.
This opportunity, I looked at the US and I said, every state has a newspaper. Washington Post, this and this, Express. I said, I'm going to create a newspaper for Nyeri County. Because my own assessment was the governors will need local media to influence local people, to advertise to them, you know.
Education.
Exactly. I said, this is the opportunity. So I took my pension from Uganda.
I'm having goosebumps now. Pension imeenda.
Pension imeenda. Take my pension from Uganda. I say I am going to go and I'm going to start a media house in Nyeri. And I decide I'm going to print the newspaper and I consult some journalists and we say it's going to be in Kikuyu. And I tell them, give me a good name. And they say, Moruna. Moruna means my friend.
It's friendship, yeah.
Friendship.
It's my friend, yeah.
Moruna. Hey.
Yes.
So I said, there's your friend in Nyeri County. Good.
Very nice.
Moruna newspaper, Kikuyu, we bought and I invested. I took my money.
So you bought the printing presses and everything?
I bought the printing press from Miami. It was a second-hand Heidelberg.
Yes.
It was the one that you can also print. It's not like a newspaper printing. You could also print brochures,
and
calendars,
and all
it.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was now going to be the side business, but
Yes.
mainly the newspaper. Before the press came and was settled, I did contract printing with the Star. So I would print, carry the newspapers to Nyeri, distribute, pay. So I got into this. I hired journalists. I bought MacBook for design. We bought the software that would have the real Kikuyu language. You know those things you have on top? The
Yes.
A-U.
Yeah, the vowels.
We call them Tomorio. Those ones.
Yes.
We bought that software. It was a full operation.
Wow.
Then I went to an agent and said, my printing press is coming. I want to establish an office. Get me a place I can rent. That guy, the agent, God rest his soul, internal peace, one day called me and said, Daktari, you are not going to rent. Come and buy this house. So I had come with a car, bought a new car from Uganda. I came with it. It was change numbers. It was relatively new.
Yes.
Now he said, I'm buying a printing press. He wants me to buy this house.
And now buy land, which was not in the plan.
It was not in the plan.
Initially.
The house has a piece of land.
Yes.
And he wants me to locate the printing press there.
In the house.
In the house. In a section of it. I sold my car.
To buy the land.
To buy the house with the land. That's why I bought the house. Part of it, I built the place where the printing press would be. And when the printing press landed in Nairobi, I was like, oh my God, this thing is 8 tons. You have to transport it to Nyeri. Now that's when I discovered that cranes are expensive. So now you're starting to pay a whole lot of money to bring it. Then you bring it, you need another crane to lift it off from the truck to put it down. It was a really difficult operation. You realize when you're building the printing press, you need to compact the soil. You have 6 inches of gravel. All those things I had not seen.
Do you have to bring some walls down in the house?
No, it was
to get
a
space.
So the house stayed. I was using a part of the compound.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes.
So you're not in the house.
Not
itself.
inside the house. So I'm building now this separate from the house.
But you need to build the structure.
I have to build the structure, everything, plus the offices.
Yes.
So that I learned very hard lessons.
So all these are costs which were not in the initial plan.
They were not in the initial thing.
Yeah.
So as you can imagine,
yes.
now I'm into debt. I started now debt. Went and borrowed money from the bank, this and that. I'm paying this, established. Then we start the business. Start the business is not paying even the milk for the day. You sell newspapers, the vendors don't pay. The people there tell you, oh, we sold, they haven't paid us. The correspondents need to be paid, the ones who sent the stories.
Yes.
Then the guys come and say, you know, now the only reason we are not doing well, we need motorbikes for distribution.
Let's buy motorbikes.
I'm like, so if we buy motorbikes distribution, yes.
How many?
How many do you want? 8.
Let's buy them.
This market, this one, motorbikes.
You borrow more money.
I borrow more money, I buy motorbikes.
The business is not making money.
I borrow motorbikes. Then they're like, you know, we need one more MacBook. I buy. We need this. So I bought things. I bought. That time we were paying correspondents.
The costs are
New money is coming. The costs are escalating. You're paying salaries. They say, you know, the reason it's not working. We need a sub-editor. You hire a sub-editor. I went into debt. Serious debt. Yeah? Then you discover the motorbikes you bought for distribution are now doing boda boda in Makuyu.
It has been seen in Roiro town. Not delivering newspapers.
Not delivering newspapers, you know.
Carrying people.
Carrying people, you know.
And now that's another risk.
Exactly.
The insurance issues, accidents and all that.
Accidents. You now bought recorders. The recorders, I don't know, have been stolen. They became, and that time, I am busy. So I'm not on the job.
You have your day job.
I'm a day job. I'm not, every time I come, I'm coming for meetings. I go back. Some days I just show up, meeting 2 hours. I back Nairobi. So it went on like that for some time. And one day, I just woke up, talked to my wife and said, this thing is not going well.
It's not working.
It's not working. We said, let's shut it down.
So you are willing to cut the losses?
Yes, we said, shut it down.
After how long?
You are sure? It must have been 3 years.
After 3 years.
After 3 years.
So 3 years of consistent
Consistent
losses.
investment losses.
Reputation, because
Yes.
you see all those people you are not now paying on time because you haven't been paid, you know.
The one thing I can assure you, Mary,
Yeah.
I paid my employees on time.
Yeah.
I ran an overdraft in the bank to pay
So
the
you
salaries.
owe the bank.
Yes. I was actually paying them through, and everybody was paid on time. Now, you go, one of the lessons I learned, you start now working with the county.
Yes.
And the governor then one day tells me, you think we are going to give you business and you're the one bashing us. Because
if they give you business, you say the nice things.
they say the nice things, but
Yes.
my journalists want to sell the newspaper.
They're independent.
They want the newspaper to be bought, and
Yeah.
they'll be bought if you're saying the truth.
Yes.
So there was that tension. Then you go, you do a business, then you don't get paid. You find there was no LPO before. Then you do another one, you find actually the LPO was not meant to actually do the work. They want to give you the LPO, then they call you, they say,
It's a procedural.
so you just give us back some money and keep the balance. So all those experiences. So 3 years later, when we sat down, my wife said, let's close it. Even before I had closed it, I just felt a relief through my body. Like
The
I'd put down a
day
weight.
You made
just
that
the decision. Making
even
the
before
decision.
execution.
Yes.
Wow.
I woke up the next morning, wrote every employee a letter, said, your job ends now, and I'm giving you 1 month in lieu of notice. And all of them got paid, and they all left. I was left with the shell of the offices, the printing press, quiet. And now I started to
After
recover.
3 years, and then now you need to figure out how to pay
Now,
the bank.
the bank. Now
That's
left
a
to the
smaller
bank.
problem.
That's a smaller
You're
problem.
only dealing with one
Because now I'm not digging the hole. I'm now filling the hole.
Yes.
Before, I was digging the hole.
Yes.
Now my role is to fill
Hygiene.
the hole.
Yes.
So went on like that. The press stayed there. Later, I sold it like 2 years later. I brought down that building. Now it's costing you more money because you are bringing down a building you built. It's expensive.
It's expensive.
But the lesson I learned there, Mary, is that there is nothing as important as a decision making.
Yes.
That even when you have failed, even when you think that people are going to say you failed,
Yes.
make the
The
decision.
decision.
Make the decision. And I did a podcast saying, failing is not the same as being a failure.
Yes.
So you fail, there's the business fails. It's not you who failed.
It's not me who has failed.
And people carry failing as if it's their failure.
It's me who has failed.
It's me who has failed.
It's different.
Separating the two is extremely important. You say, that project has failed. I haven't failed. And that decision to stop digging was so important because it gave me peace of mind to now fill the hole. It took a long time. And that was a decision to say, this has failed and I'm done with it. And that was courage for me. And that courage, I have held it even through other things, to make decisions when things are difficult.
Yes. And I think that's the beauty of it, summoning that courage to admit the time is now.
Yes.
And it is a difficult decision.
Yes.
Such a decision is not easy because you also have to look at all the implications and all. What will people say? What? Exactly. Now, Daktari, that's a very good lesson. So you are telling us failing is not
the same as being
the
a failure.
same as being a failure.
Exactly.
If your business fails,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that you have failed.
Yeah.
You can try once more.
Yes.
Maybe do things differently or try a different business model,
Yeah.
and you will succeed one day. I think that's a critical
very important.
lesson.
Yeah.
That's why I had to talk about it, even if Akinimecheka. I've laughed on this one. I couldn't quite picture you in the whole scenario. Now,
Yes.
I will now switch gears to your current role
Yes.
at Amref. You are the CEO of Amref. Tell us how that came to being after being in Smarttrain for how long were you in Smarttrain? After Nation?